The shrimp industry around the world is a multi-billion-dollar business feeding the taste buds of millions of shrimp lovers who can't seem to get enough of this low-calorie, high-protein, delicious shrimp. However, supplying this giant demand requires catching and processing millions of shrimp every single day. So how do they do it? Let's dive into large-scale shrimping, exploring the ways and technology used, from catching them to processing millions of shrimps daily, keeping a steady flow of this yummy seafood for people everywhere for seafood lovers to enjoy. You must have heard that hygiene is key when it comes to seafood, and must be wondering how these factories ensure these shrimp stay hygienic from start to finish. Well, you are about to discover how. First, let's see how they catch these delectable shrimps. There isn't a single way to catch millions of shrimp. The method depends on where the shrimp live and how the fishermen want to catch them. First up, we have trawling. Imagine giant vacuum cleaners dragging massive nets across the seabed. That's basically what trawling is. These special nets scoop up everything in their path, including our shrimpy friends. Now, trawling is super efficient for catching a lot of shrimp quickly, but it's important to be mindful of the seabed and other creatures that could get caught along the way. Next is beam trawling. This method uses even more high-tech equipment. A special beam moves the seabed with sound or electricity around 38° F, 50° F water temperature. This move confuses the shrimp and makes them jump right up into a waiting net. Beam trawling is more targeted than regular trawling, but it's still important to use it responsibly. However, not all shrimp come from the wild ocean. Special shrimp farms raise shrimp in big ponds, kind of like underwater apartments. These farms use traps that look a bit like little cages. The fishermen fill the traps with yummy shrimp snacks, and the curious shrimps crawl inside for a tasty treat. Once enough shrimp have filled the trap, they close it up. It's like catching a whole party at once. No matter the catching method, the key is to catch the shrimp quickly. Time is money, and shrimp don't like to stay out of water for long. Once caught, the clock starts ticking to get them to the factory nice and fresh. So let's follow these millions of shrimp on their next adventure, which is the processing plant. Those shrimp adventures are just getting started. The most important thing now is to get these tasty crustaceans from the boat to the factory really fast. Why? Because even shrimp need to stay fresh. The quicker they get there, the better they will taste, and the safer they will be to eat. Every minute the shrimp spend out of water, the clock is ticking. That's why special high-speed cranes and nets come into play. These work like a super efficient team, unloading millions of shrimp from the boat in record time. But speed isn't the only thing these shrimp need. Think of it like keeping your ice cream cold on a hot summer day. Shrimp are the same. They have to stay ice cold to stay perfect. To keep them iced, they use giant holding tanks filled with ice or super chilled seawater of around 38° Fahrenheit to 50° Fahrenheit. These giant shrimp spas keep them happy and fresh until they reach the processing plant. Keeping the shrimp cold isn't just about taste, it's about safety too. Freshness is important to prevent anything bad from growing on them. So, these chilled tanks make sure they arrive at the factory in tip-top shape, ready for their next big transformation. Speaking of transformations, that's exactly where the factory comes in. This is where these fresh-caught shrimp turn into the delicious treats you love to enjoy. Forget Grandma's kitchen. This is a high-tech heaven designed to transform those millions of shrimp we saw into the delicious pink treats gracing your table. Robots and fancy machines perform the whole sorting, cleaning, and checking process. These tireless workers are programmed to do each step super fast and very precisely. They make sure every shrimp is clean, consistent in size, and most importantly, safe for you to enjoy at home. Remember the saying, "Many hands make light work"? In a shrimp processing plant, it's more like many robot arms working together to transform millions of shrimp into the yummy goodness on your plate. The first stop for our shrimp is a giant conveyor belt that stretches across the factory floor. Here, special sorting machines with super-powered vision use size and weight, not just color, to identify each shrimp. They're like shrimp spotting experts, instantly recognizing the big ones from the little ones. These machines use gentle vibrations to nudge the shrimp towards different chutes based on size. The machine works with clever sizing tumblers. These have rotating drums with holes of different sizes. Based on the first machine's instructions, the tumblers gently guide each shrimp through the correct hole, separating them by size. It's like a giant shrimp sorting maze, ensuring each shrimp gets grouped with its perfect-sized companions. Now that the shrimp are all sorted by size, it's time for a spa treatment. They take a swim in a series of washing tanks, around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. These tanks are filled with clean, cool water to remove any dirt or impurities the shrimp may have picked up on their journey. Some factories use special machines that remove the heads hygienically before the washing process. After their refreshing bath, the shrimp travel to the grading station. Here, another set of smart machines, the grading machine, takes a closer look. These machines use fancy cameras and sensors to inspect each shrimp for things like broken shells, color, and overall quality. Depending on their grade, the shrimp might head towards an automatic shrimp peeler. These amazing machines use high-pressure water jets around 160 degrees Fahrenheit or even steam around 212 degrees Fahrenheit to remove the shells with incredible speed and accuracy. Those destined for a starring role with their heads on might bypass the peeling and head straight for a quick packaging station. Here, another set of machines carefully weighs and measures the shrimp, getting them ready to be packed into those neat packages you see at the grocery store. Are you curious to know what hygiene routine these factories follow? As a matter of fact, keeping things sparkling clean is a top priority at the shrimp processing plant. Just like you wouldn't want a dirty kitchen at home, these factories take cleanliness very seriously. But why is cleanliness such a big deal? Well, when it comes to seafood like shrimp, being clean is key to ensuring every bite is safe and delicious. Bacteria can grow easily on any food, and shrimp are no exception. That's why these factories have a whole team dedicated to keeping things spotless from top to bottom. Every surface, from the conveyor belts to the washing tanks, gets a thorough scrub down regularly. They use special cleaning agents and germ killers that fight off any icky germs that might be trying to hitch a ride on your shrimp. But keeping things clean isn't the only way they ensure quality. There's a whole team of inspectors on the job too. First, the factory's inspectors check everything from how clean the equipment is to how cold the water used for washing is. They're constantly on the lookout for anything that might make the shrimp not as good. Next, inspectors come from government agencies and make surprise visits to the factory. They take samples of the shrimp and test them for things like bacteria and safety. Remember that giant conveyor belt from the beginning? Well, after their final inspection, the shrimp head off to a special dressing room. Here, depending on their final destination, they may get a makeover. For those who love the convenience of peeled shrimp, a special machine called an automatic shrimp peeler uses its super speedy skills to take off the shells using high-pressure water jets around 160 degrees Fahrenheit or steam around 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Some shrimp might even get a quick cook in a steamer or a machine called a blancher at around 212 degrees Fahrenheit to turn them bright pink and ready for a delicious cold shrimp cocktail. These cookers use hot steam or boiling water to quickly cook the shrimp without drying them out. But for those who love the taste of fresh off-the-boat shrimp, the shrimp will bypass the makeover station altogether. These guys get flash frozen in a giant freezer at around minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. Imagine a giant wind tunnel blowing super cold air to lock in all that fresh flavor, like hitting the pause button on shrimpy goodness. This way, they can travel long distances and still arrive at your grocery store super fresh and ready to be the star of your next seafood feast. Once they're all dressed up or not, the shrimp head to the packaging station. These machines carefully weigh and measure the shrimp using unique scales, making sure each bag or box has the perfect amount. Then, they get sealed in special packaging that keeps them fresh and protected on the store shelves. Lately, they load the packaged shrimp onto special refrigerated trucks or even airplanes and send them off to grocery stores around the country. These trucks and airplanes have special compartments that control the temperature to keep the shrimp nice and fresh, just like they were when they left the factory.